My mom worked for Packard Electric under General Motors, retired after 30 years. My brother worked for General Motors as well. So when I got hired at Lordstown, it was just a proud moment. You know, like, I'm carrying it on.
My father started Westco Metalcraft back in 1954. I've worked there since I was 16.
My grandfather, my dad, and my mom were auto workers, so it was always a goal just to work for the big three.
I just looked at it and said, okay, here's a chance to make a decent living, doing something that was honest, something I could look at and be proud of.
There's just something very gratifying about building a product that I feel safe to have my family in, and I can make a living and provide a nice home, food, and education, which is, you know, the basic of what you want to do as a parent.
We take that sheet metal, we run it through those presses, and when you see that vehicle driving down the street, it's a feeling of pride.
I felt like I was building something for America.
The signs were everywhere, but now it's official, we are in a recession.
Everywhere you looked, on TV, on the newspaper, in magazines, everybody was going out of business. Everybody was losing their jobs. And, you know, if you don't have a job, you're not going to buy a car.
U.S. auto industry is in dire straits.
Reports showed manufacturing activity hitting a 26-year low last month.
I started seeing a layoff here, a layoff there, and it was a domino effect.
Chrysler said it's closing one plant and cutting production at another.
Just like that, they just said, you guys are laid off, and we don't know when you're getting called back.
I was the last guy in the building. I was the last man standing in the building. They started shutting lights off. I said goodbye to 16 years.
I was thinking, where am I going to go from here? What am I going to do? My daughter's future was at stake. Was I going to be able to send her to college?
I have 3 children. I'm a single mom. For a little while, I didn't tell them anything. I just said that mommy's off for a little bit. They don't need to worry. That's my job.
If I don't go to work anymore, you know, the 5 or 6 suppliers that are in business around us all go away. The gas stations all around here go away, the grocery stores close, the movie theater closes. In the span of less than a year, you know, a place like Lansing would be a ghost town.
We are a tier 1 supplier to Chrysler. We've seen the industry go up and down over the years, but I had never seen anything like this before. It was like someone had thrown a switch. All of a sudden the phone wasn't ringing, there weren't orders coming in. We just got to the point that we had to lay our employees off. My husband and I cried about it. It was like telling our family that you no longer have a livelihood.
The nation's struggling automakers say that they need a loan to keep them from bankruptcy.
It will be up to a new Congress and a new president to find a long-term solution.
President Obama is shifting gears on the restructuring of GM and Chrysler.
He faces a staggering array of tough decisions.
It was a very, very unpopular thing to do at the time. Caught flack from all directions.
The people that wanted to say that the auto companies didn't deserve to get the loans, they didn't realize how many other people it affected.
We were on pins and needles, watching every day, waiting. Please, please help us.
Now, it'll come as no surprise that some Americans who've suffered the most during this recession have been those in the auto industry and those working for companies that support it. Now's the time to confront our problems head on and do what's necessary to solve them. We cannot and must not, and we will not, let our auto industry simply vanish.
I remember the day that President Obama came on TV and said that he was going to grant the auto loans. I sit up off the couch and was like, oh my God, we're getting our loans.
He stood up to all the people who said no. Let them die. Let Chrysler die. Let GM die.
When I got that phone call, I'll never forget, my kids and I were all sitting here. And we just hugged and I screamed and we all danced around like fools. So Mommy's going back to work.
We had a new sense of purpose. And so, you know, just understanding that, okay, you can move forward now.
He gave us the tools and we ran with it. So when we came back to work, we had a fire to do well, a fire to get it done, a fire to be a big company again, just a force to be reckoned with.
Good evening. It worked. That's what the president said as he saluted the official return of America's auto industry.
We came back just with a vengeance.
Auto sales topped estimates in June almost across the board.
As of tonight, General Motors is back on top.
We have paid the loans off. We are free and clear.
We made a promise. Made a promise to the country, made a promise to the president, and we were going to make good on it.
The day that Chrysler paid back the loans, it was one of the proudest moments that I've had working at Chrysler, because everybody worked together, from the CEOs down to the janitors, to make our company survive.
Don't bet against the American worker. Don't bet against the American people.
There's been time and time again in the last 4 years, President Obama has done the right thing for the right reason, and it's always been at the bottom line for the people.
He showed the kind of leadership and character that's required in a president that will do what's best for the group and not necessarily himself.
I want you to know that every day that I step into the Oval Office, I am thinking about you and your families. I'm fighting for you and your families, and I'm going to keep on doing it as long as I'm President of the United States.
We really appreciate what the President did. He's led us into better days.
Since I've been back to work, I've seen new businesses sprout up all around the plant. So we do good, everybody does good.
In the last year, we've almost doubled our workforce. It just feels really good to be able to see that we're able to help that many people make a living.
Are you better now than when you were 4 years ago? Yes, we are better. And we're going to be even better if we keep on going with what we've got going right now, and that's President Obama.